counselling and like speaking with their children, about communicating with them. I feel like to become a parent, there's no real training or application process. Anybody can become a parent. A lot of parents aren't taught how to be a parent, and a lot of them don't know how to be parents, so they struggle when it comes to disciplining their child, communicating with their child, having a good relationship with their child. As I said, there's literally no training to be a parent. Anybody can become a parent today. So yeah, there needs to be like support available to parents that feel like they're struggling, and the support should be like, I feel like parents should have to go and inquire as to where to look for the support. There should be like posters around. They should know where to go whenever they need help with disciplining their child, talking to their child, having a good relationship with their child, and whether it's to do with, it's not always about gang violence. Yes, it could be their child has joined a gang, or is being bad at, it could be being bad at school. It could just not having a relationship with their child. The child is like not communicating with them. It could be many different issues parents have with their kids, but there should be like support available for their parents.
I want to change for my peers is that I would like to incorporate a youth centre to enable young people to connect and find jobs. Also to use these centres to like prepare healthy meals, etc. Because I know a lot of people like to work on their diet, keep healthy, etc. So just like cooking activities. I want to change this because I want to allow young people to have a positive outcome and to be given the opportunity to learn, develop and gain more skills while being in employment. Alongside this, I would like the young people to benefit from eating healthy foods, but also being able to make friends, build relationships, and yeah, just work on their health, etc.
I've talked about this quite a bit. So it's the negative perspective in which music is pushed in our community to its viewers and to the younger generation. I believe that a lot of the younger generation are easily influenced and sometimes fed a lie in aspects of which I mean by the lifestyle and the kind of music that is pushed out all the time. I would change this because I believe not all music should promote this view, as it is quite different to what is actually in mainstream music. And I propose to do this through education, offering out music lessons and building up studios and music. Done. Excellent. Well done.
Was positive role models. I changed it to mental health. So I personally think that the idea of mental health isn't really looked at as proper in our community, and there's so many people suffering from it, and it's mainly young people as well that you'll see, and it's also mainly males, and it's kind of not really looked at. So I think that there should be like a kind of centre built where they feel like they can relate to other people, and they don't feel like they have to like hide the fact that they have a mental health issue, because there's so many people, as I said, suffering in silence. So I think it's important that they can be around people that can connect to them, that are probably from like the same background, where they can kind of feel like they can speak up and they can get help. I also think like counselling services and stuff like that, it's not as accessible, and the people that do it is kind of like people you wouldn't really want to open up to, especially people from like these kind of communities. So yeah, definitely centres where there's like mental health and stuff like that. Yeah, that's it.
Excellent.
Like there should be like more youth clubs, because youth clubs are like usually built to help young people, and because I feel like they benefit them, and there are like not many youth clubs that are out there, and I feel like there should also be more dance studios, because there's not many, and like the ones that they do have is usually like quite expensive. So yeah, I feel like I should also like, I would like to like build a dance, or like be like a dance teacher, and like some kids did come up to me from the summer club asking if I could do it, but I didn't have time. But yeah, I need something like that, because I feel like many young people are exposed to like the wrong things. I feel like a lot of people turn to gangs and crime because they're not really occupied, like they're not really busy. So I feel like having like more youth clubs / dance studios and like not being pricey, like I feel like that will benefit a lot of young people. So yeah.
It's been a bit more aware over the last few years, but there's a lot more that can still be done. Like there's a lot of stigma about like people are embarrassed, ashamed, scared or alone There's a lot of stereotypes as well. Like they make it out that women are more emotional and blah blah blah, and then men are meant to be tough and strong. But sounds deep. But the suicide rates men are higher than females, which people think is a shock. But men need to talk more, but they don't. So I want to kind of promote that and give people more voice, like do adverts on social line, put posters in shops, or speak about in schools or even jobs. Because like my mum, she works at a garden centre, yet she still does a course in mental health. So it's more aware, so she can see signs, and I think everybody should be able to have that. But also like having more counselling, because I know there's waiting lists and waiting lists for people to actually get that opportunity. So I think it should be more aware. Similar to what Alicia was saying, getting a place where people who feel maybe a bit vulnerable and scared, that they can go somewhere and talk to someone. Because I know sometimes like talking about to your family can be a bit harder than if you're talking to someone you don't really know, you feel less judgmental. You get what I mean? Yeah.
In my community to do what they please, for example, doing positive things to help the community. What else do I say? I propose to do this by starting things for young children, for example, starting youth clubs, workshops, and activities that young children like to do. And yeah, that's about it.
Excellent.
I want my peers to have more opportunities with work experience and jobs, as it's harder for teenagers to find placements compared to adults. I want it to change because teenagers need experience doing certain skills like teamwork and communication. If that makes sense. They also need to. It will also help them to build up their CVs, and it will benefit them in the future. That's all right.
Talk, because like they get in depth with how they're feeling. You get in groups, it's not really going to be like
Open.
Yeah, open like that. But if you have a mentor and the mentor has other the people, then if he was to bring them together, it would be a thing where he would touch on something that everybody's experiencing, and it will be like a gradual thing, but it will have to be like a mentor with individuals and then as a group. It won't just work as a group. Yeah.
Thank you. That's really useful. Thank you. Thank you.